Is it on? Oh, it's on. Hello, my friends. Welcome back. My name is Mac. You're on the Radventurers channel. Today, I'm looking at this video by Antonio Sanson, and these are things that he says that he wish he knew before getting an e-bike. I'm going to dive right in because I think it's important to understand these things before you buy an e-bike. Okay? Let me get the video up. Here we go.
In this video, I want to discuss what I wish I knew before getting an e-bike. Comes with one of these sweet little phone holders. So the first thing that I wish I knew before getting an e-bike is how much goes into the battery care, of it, and the maintenance with it. I didn't realize how much there is to e-bike batteries until I actually got an e-bike. One of the things that I didn't know is it actually takes quite a long time to charge e-bike batteries. Usually they're in the range of 5 to 8 hours to charge one.
5 to 8 hours. Okay, so there it is. A lot of people ask that question, how long does it take to charge an e-bike battery? And the answer is 5 to 8 hours to fully charge that baby. And thing is too, I hope he goes into it, but e-bike batteries do give off a little bit of, emission. And you don't want that near your balls. I talk about that a lot. Okay, so let's see if he addresses that.
So that means you can't really go for like spur of the moment rides because you need to prepare ahead of time to be able to charge your battery. Oh, it's out here. Another thing when it comes to batteries is you shouldn't leave them fully charged at 100%.
Yeah, true.
So this means that you should probably ride your e-bike before storing it away. That way it's at least down to 75%. Yep. This will improve the longevity of your battery, but it also means that your e-bike at most of the time when you're storing it is not going to be at 100% until you're ready to go on a ride. So again, you can't be as spontaneous with it. You kind of have to plan ahead of time. Another thing when it comes to your battery is you shouldn't necessarily be charging it when you're not home, just for safety purposes in case anything happens.
That's true.
And you don't want your battery to reach 100% and then remain on the charger all day long. So you shouldn't technically be charging it when you're not home. So that's something else to pay attention to with the battery. And then also, your battery should be in a room temperature environment, so it's not going to be exposed to really cold temperatures or really hot.
Okay, so he's talked about a lot. Battery care. When he says that you don't leave it fully charged, he's kind of right. And rad power bikes tell you that. And when they say store, they mean store for more than a couple days. If you're on this thing day in and day out, charge it to 100% overnight, and then you grab it the next day, you're good. By the time you come back, it's probably at like 60, 50, 40, however far you ride. Charge it again overnight and you're good. I think, storing it at 100%, it kind of screws with the battery memory. And, you want to try to get a full 1,000 cycles on that battery. So that's why he's talking about caring for it. Putting it in the right room temperature, 40 degrees to 80 degrees Fahrenheit. I mean, that's, you may not always get that. Check your manuals, but rad power bikes can go a little more extreme than that. That's because they have the power shield on their bikes. So, so far, rad power bikes to me are still the best. If you're looking to buy an e-bike, check out my link down below. I can save you $50 on an e-bike. So use my link, save $50. Rad Power Bikes ships it right to you in a box. And it's like almost set up, like almost there. All you got to do is like a few things to put it together. It's pretty easy. If you live in Colorado, give me a call. I put that in the description below too. I'll put it together for you. Easy peasy. Let's get back into this.
Temperatures. Sometimes it can get cold out here in Michigan, but then it can also get scorching hot out in the daytime. So you don't want your battery to fluctuate a lot in temperature, so you should be storing it inside of your house. So this means there's a lot that actually goes into taking care of your e-bike
the house,
and battery
inside the garage,
to get the most out of it. You want your e-bike to last over the long run. You don't want to kill your battery right away. So if you do these things to just maintain it, then that will just help improve it. But I didn't know that at the time when I got an e-bike until I got into it, and then I realized that, wow, there's actually a lot to take care of this.
No, that's not that much, honestly.
So another thing I wish I knew before getting an e-bike is how much fun I'd actually have on one of these and how much I'd
oh my
actually
God.
use it.
Yeah, well, I mean, yes, they are.
E-bikes about 4 to 5 times a week is how often I'll actually take them out to go for rides. And I didn't realize this at the time.
That's a lot.
I used to ride a normal bicycle before this, and I would only take it out like once every couple of months.
Wow.
But on an e-bike, I have so much fun with it that I actually use it so much more than a normal bicycle.
Okay. Oh, I gotta say it, man. I gotta say it. He's not wearing a helmet, dude. Why? Why you don't wear a helmet, bro? It's very important, my friends. Okay, I know some states say that you have to, they're going to enforce the helmet laws for anyone under 21. But I'm going to keep saying it. If you're on a bike, wear a helmet. If you're on an e-bike, wear a helmet. If you're taking a bike down the block to get the mail, wear a helmet. Because you never know what's going to happen, my friends. Always, always, always. Second, this was like 2 years ago, too. So when this video was made, and he's talking about e-bike care, things that he wished he knew. And, making sure that it's charged, I guess it just depends on where you go, how far you're going. If you're going to just, rip around for like an hour, you should be able to make it on like, 40, maybe even 30% charge. It's not that big a deal, honestly. But, that's on you too. And he's talking about how much fun e-bikes are. They are fun, my friends. They are so much fun. Someone like me, where I'm recovering from arthritis, I'm healing it up, man. I got to get the muscles back in there. I got some PRP, regenerative therapy, and it's working out great. I used to mountain bike, exclusively. I've been doing it for the last 20 plus years, and I love my mountains. I love my mountain bike, but being able to get on an e-bike and not get tired and take it up a hill and then ride it down, that's pretty cool. Okay, but you got to pay attention to like things that I wish I knew, that not all trails are e-bike friendly. Okay, let's see if he talks about it.
Dude, I'm cruising on this bike. It actually has road tires, so it goes a lot faster than a normal e-bike without even using the motor and the electronics on it, so that's kind of cool. I also really enjoy the long range capacity on e-bikes.
Yeah, that's about average, 40 to 65.
And use them actually in functional ways. Like I'll take my e-bike to go to the store to go get groceries or to go out to eat. My wife and I will just ride our e-bikes uptown instead of driving a car, so we're actually saving gas mileage and saving gas money as well. So it's actually quite nice that we can take these out and use them.
I agree.
That's something that I wish I knew.
On a nice day.
Sooner, because they're actually
if it's winter in Michigan, you're not going to get out on your e-bike, baby.
Is how to do basic maintenance on bicycles. I actually had no prior experience until I actually got an e-bike of how to do anything, and I believe had to learn as I went. But it would have definitely been a lot more helpful if I already knew some simple skills. And it's not a big deal if you don't. You can always take your e-bike to like a bike shop.
Sure.
Just knowing how to do simple e-bike tasks can make it a lot easier. For example, if you know how to change your brake pads, or if you know how to adjust your brake pads, if you know how to adjust your handlebar stem, assembling your e-bike is really helpful to know how to do.
100%. I believe that.
Presta valves is helpful, derailleurs, just simple basic components.
Okay, so everything that he mentioned, that's all stuff you learn if you do like just regular bike maintenance. And it's kind of like a car. Like you don't always got to spend $100 to change your oil. You could change it yourself, and it just depends on how much value you believe your time is worth, right? Same thing with an e-bike. Changing a bike chain, that's super easy. You take your old one in, you say, hey, I need this, and then boom, they size it up for you. And that's it. Putting one on, it requires a little tool, but it's not that difficult. I promise you. It may take a couple of tries, but that's where I say start. Start trying to understand how to replace your bike chain, and then go from there. Maybe you'll be an e-bike mechanic one day. Who knows, baby? Who knows?
Components on bikes, it would be helpful to know this ahead of time. That way you can take care of your e-bike by yourself and can do maintenance on it.
Drives me nuts. He's not wearing a helmet, man.
Every time you have to get something done on it.
Yeah, let's fall in love for the fun of it. Dive in at first and all of it.
I mean, just don't underestimate, dude. Don't underestimate the speed of an e-bike. It's a little heavier. They take longer to stop.
The next thing I wish I knew before getting an e-bike, I wanted to let you know that this video is sponsored by VeloTrick. They have a
Velotric.
wide selection of different e-bikes to meet your needs. The one I'm on now is the T1 ST e-bike. It's an awesome urban commuter e-bike.
Remember, this is a 2-year-old video.
It comes in at only 36 pounds.
sponsor.
You can check it out for yourself, or if you want to check out any of their other e-bikes on their website, I highly recommend this brand.
Where are we at?
You asked, we listened. Introducing the Electric
Electric.
Express, powering every mile stronger and faster.
Okay.
All right.
So the electric, I mean, they're all good bikes, right? But for me, I think Rad Power bikes still have a better network than everybody else. So if you're looking at buying an e-bike, check out my link below in the description. It'll tell you, that where to get a nice Rad Power bike. You just go through that site. You'll save $50 on checkout, and you could buy some accessories there too. Again, Rad Power Bikes ships right to your house. I ordered my whole fleet from Rad Power Bikes. I got them within 4 to 5 days. They all, some of them came in separate shipments, but you're not going to order 17 of them. You're going to probably just order 1 or 2. So, check out my link below in the description.
The next thing I wish I knew before getting an e-bike is actually what e-bike to get. When I was first looking at different e-bikes, when I got my very first one, there was a ton of information online about e-bikes, and I kind of got overwhelmed with all the specifications of e-bikes that I really didn't even know what to look for. And I wish I knew to just look for an e-bike that would meet the purpose that I intend to use it for. So I'm someone who likes to go for leisurely rides around my neighborhood, so I should be looking for an e-bike that will suit those needs, being able to ride on gravel roads and just taking it for a stroll. That would make sense for my riding conditions, but
dude, he doesn't wear a helmet.
With all the technical specifications of e-bikes that I didn't really know what to choose. So I just wish that I would have just kept it simple and said, what am I going to be using my e-bike for, and where am I going to be riding it? Those two things alone would have helped me so much more decide what e-bike to get when I was first looking for one. Along with knowing what e-bike to get, I also wish I knew what were reputable brands, because at the time there's a ton of different e-bike brands to choose from, and I didn't know which one's good or which one's bad. But I just want to let you know that some of the brands that I think are a better brand to choose is Velotric, number one. Obviously, they're one of my go-to brands. Venton is also a nice brand. Electric e-bikes is a good one. Rad Power e-bikes is another good one. And I also like Ride One Up. So those are some common brands that I've...
And I'm going to tell you, man, Rad Power bikes are one of the few that have the power shield around the battery. Okay, it's a good reason to get that, because I said protect your balls, right? If you're a lady, you got balls all up in there too, and you got to protect them balls, man. You don't want those things getting like radiation or anything from the battery. All right, long-term exposure, maybe it'll cause cancer. We don't know, but the Rad Power bikes have a power shield around the battery that protects that. They also do pretty good in weather, and you can ride it in the rain. Pretty amazing. Again, Rad Power bikes. Check out my link below. Save you $50. Ships right to your house, man. He hasn't talked about the trails yet. Let's see if he mentions it.
Road, and I've personally got to try an experience that I've really enjoyed. The last thing I wish I knew before getting an e-bike is how adaptive they can actually be. I used to think that e-bikes were just like lazy, like fat people ride these things.
Fat
people?
That's
totally not right at all. You can actually use these in so many different ways, and you can control how much output the e-bike gives you. So I didn't realize how much you can get out of an e-bike. If I'm really tired and just want to hit the throttle, I can do that. If I want to use a high pedal assist so that I go really fast, I can do that. If I want to use a lower pedal assist and I want to do most of the work, I can choose to do that as well. So e-bikes can be really nice to be able to just get you out and seeing so much more road and so much more environments when you're riding, because you can go so much farther.
And that's the bottom line, okay? And like I said, some people are injured and can't do what they used to, and e-bikes are great. They're adaptive. They have pedal assist. What's pedal assist? If you don't understand what that is, well, you get a number. Most of them go up to like 4 or 5, and they're the amount of help you will get from the motor. So you still pedal, but if you're on pedal assist 0, you get 0 help from the motor. Pedal assist 1, you get a little bit of help from the motor. Pedal assist 5, boom, that motor is doing most of the work for you. That's how pedal assist works. Always got to remember too, this is a big safety thing on pedal assist. If you leave it on 5, you got to understand every crank, it's going to be 5. It's going to push you. Okay. So if you're coming around a sharp turn, at the top of a mountain and you don't want to fall off, but you forgot that you left your pedal assist at 5 and you crank it around that turn, it's going to push you. You might have to be, forced to use both your brakes and that oh shit stop that people get pretty scared about, dude, it's crazy, man. Be careful out there. All right. Wear a helmet and understand e-bikes are fun. They are for everybody. Get the right type. Okay. Drop me a comment below if you're looking for like what type to get. Okay. Cause if you're lugging stuff around town, lugging children, maybe you want to e-trike. They have those. If you're, cargo bikes or foldable bikes, if you don't have a lot of room. So let me know in the comments below. I will help you choose the right bike for you. It doesn't matter if you don't live in Colorado, but if you do, come check out Radventurers, baby. We are Colorado's and actually the world's first storytelling e-bike tour. My website below. Holler at me, baby. Let's see what else he got. I still want to talk about the trails, but I'm going to see what he's going to finish with.
And you can choose to work and exert yourself as much as you want,
True.
or as little as you want.
You can exercise as much as you want with an e-bike. It's great.
Did all the work for you, and that's not true. You can really...
Okay, so the last thing I want to talk about is the trails, okay? If you, like for me, I was mainly on a mountain bike, and I love being on a mountain bike. But thing is, I get tired pretty quick. And I want to take my e-bike on those same mountain bike trails that I used to, but you can't always. Okay, so check your local laws. Some e-bikes won't get you on trails. Okay, rad power bikes are mostly class 1, class 2. And that means that they are legal on most trails. Laws are changing quick, so make sure you check it out. All right, my friends, thank you for joining. My name is Mac. Welcome to the Radventurers channel. If you're new here, stay rad, my friends. Cheers.